Hi there, it's Laura Davallo here with another video for my favorite things. I love making interactive cards, but today I'm sharing tricks and tips on how to create a typographic card with your own message. Before we start, I'm going to show you some older projects of mine, cards as well as wall art, which mainly feature word and alphabet dies and stamps, but also stickers or laser-cut veneer shapes. I'm sorry about the poor quality of the pictures, but I didn't have a very good camera back then. This card says, "Sometimes happiness arrives when you least expect it." I made it for a friend who was going through some rough times. Here's a sweet baby card that I made for an American friend. She liked it so much that she framed it for her daughter's room. These two cards are quite simple. The card to the left reads, "Let the stars light your way." A crafty friend sent me the beautiful embossed background and challenged me to use it in a card, and I ended up playing with the negative space of the die-cut words to let the stars shine through. The one to the right is probably the first typographic card that I ever made, and although I still like it, it could definitely use more volume. Due to their small size, cards allow very little room to play, so here's my first ever piece of wall art with a quote by Flavia Whedon. "Cut not the wings of your dreams, for they are the heartbeat and the freedom of your soul." Here's my favorite piece of wall art. It says, "The happiest people don't have the best of everything, they just make the best of everything they have." It's a beautiful phrase by someone anonymous. And you can probably guess the fun theme of the last one that I made for my goddaughter. Always be yourself, unless you can be a unicorn, then always be a unicorn. Okay, after this very long intro, let's get to work. I usually start by choosing a background paper with a discrete symmetrical pattern, which makes it so much easier to align the letters and words. Stay away from very bright and contrasting colors, because they won't allow your message to shine. These two blues are ideal because of the small dots and cool tones that visually recede. From this pad I would choose the pastel colored patterns, yellow, light pink and light blue. The more eye-catching the pattern is, the lighter you need to go. So I would only choose this light blue one here. The last stitch pattern will work in almost any color because it's very discreet. But if you don't have any suitable paper, you could die cut a panel out of vellum, preferably the heavyweight kind, and tape it to a piece of graph paper. Once you're finished adhering all of your elements to the panel, it would be easy to hide strips of double-sided tape behind them and adhere it to another panel of your choosing. Alphabet stamps are a great way of creating your own sentences, but you can also go through your stash to see if you have any suitable words that you can partially stamp and use. It's fun to play with different sizes, fonts, and styles. Instead of stamping them directly onto your panel, I prefer to heat emboss them on banners or mini tags of cardstock, vellum, or even acetate. I absolutely love alphabet dies, and MFT has some really gorgeous sets. I used the Birdie Brown alphabet and numbers set and this In Stitches alphabet dynamics for today's card. The personalized tags dynamics are perfect for prepositions or other short words. I almost used them to spell let. The pumped up alphabet dynamics is another favorite of mine. You can even add some strings for a fun effect. And the letters of the impact alphabet dynamics are tall and quite skinny. I of course used the impact numbers to write 2022. This die has a lot of words that you can use separately. I turned the U into your for my card. And here's another great U. Christmas-themed word dice can also be used, so don't discard them immediately. I love the designs of these extra large word dice. Here's a perfect XLA for a cool design. You can also use the me of this die. Okay, so what if you have a beautiful word die but it's too large for your idea? Just die cut it out of shrink plastic or fun foam and blast it with your heat gun. It's really quick and easy to do. As a comparison, here you can see the same word die cut out of cardstock, fun foam and shrink plastic. Isn't that cute? Now let's get to work. This type of card takes a little bit of experimenting, which to me is the fun part. You might need to cut your letters or words out of different colors or fonts before deciding on the final design. It's also easy to get carried away and use too many colors, which doesn't always result in a cohesive look. 3 to 5 colors is enough, and try to repeat them at least twice. I played around with the elements off camera, and here I'm just placing them on the panel before I adhere them with foam dots or liquid glue. I used 2 layers of wild cherry cardstock for the word dream and 3 layers of Caribbean Sea for the numbers. The strip of heavyweight vellum measures 3 3/4 by 11/16 of an inches, and the panel, which I die cut with the largest die from the A2 stitched rectangle stacks at One Dynamics, measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. As always, you'll find the measurements in the description box below. I'll spare you the footage of me adhering all of the letters. I also filed away the paper burr on some of them for a neat look. I left the same 3/16 of an inch or 4 mm margin from the edges of the panel to the letters, but not between the rows. And here I'm using a strip of really thin sticky type double-sided adhesive for the vellum strip, since the birdie brown letters are too skinny to hide any adhesive behind them. I could have maybe gotten away with clear dots here and there. If you have a Siron sticker maker, you'll get the same invisible result, but I ran out of refills, so I just exposed the stickiness and adhered the vellum to it. Now I'm rubbing it with a bone folder to make sure that the adhesive transfers to where it's needed. The rest of it will be left on the printer paper. Okay, there we go. Now I can carefully peel off the backing paper and lift up my vellum sticker so that I can adhere it to my panel. So clean and easy. There we go. Look how that gold cardstock shines. I love it. To finish the card, I added 5 red enamel dots and some glossy accents to the yellow word. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's card. I'll be back next year with another tutorial for you guys. Have the best possible holidays, stay safe, try to relax and charge your batteries. Bye bye, hasta la próxima.